Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. It is a gorgeous day outside today. The last few days have been in long sleeves and jeans and coats. It was cold. It was like 40-some degrees. And yeah, that's cold when you live in a climate like I do down here in South Texas. It's 84 degrees, and we're going to call it partly cloudy, although it's mostly cloudy or overcast out here. But nonetheless, it feels really good. Got the cutoff shirt back on. I hate sleeves and shorts. Anyway, I didn't really get on here today to talk about my outfit. I got some information the other day from a subscriber to the channel who knows someone who works for Toyota. And they got a notification or a correspondence from them stating that the iForce Max version of the engine for the Toyota Tacoma is not going to be available until spring of 2024. So that means the chances of getting a hybrid also is slim to none around spring of 2024, because there's going to be a big demand for it, I'm sure. It's going to be waiting lists, there's going to be aftermarket adjustments, you know, those dealer add-ons when something is scarce, and I'm not doing that. I'm not paying extra money for the next generation Tacoma. I've talked about it before. I did that once in the past for a Honda Civic Type R, way back when they first came out again. $5,000. Dumbest thing I ever did. Never got that money back. I will never do it again. So what does that mean for me? Well, I'm not getting the new 2024 Tacoma. At least not right away. You know I'm going to get the new Tacoma, right? But I'm going to have to be patient, which is difficult for me because, you see, I am not a very patient person. You know, if I get the itch to run out and grab something, then I usually do it. And the itch is going to be strong. It's already strong for this new Tacoma, but I'm going to resist. I'm going to persevere. I am going to wait. Now, I'm going to have to wait anyway because I can't get it apparently until sometime after spring next year. But I'm going to wait until the price stabilizes, which for me probably means summer, maybe even fall of next year. Now, I'm assuming that they're even going to be available. I mean, come springtime, I imagine they'll be announced. But I find it hard to believe, unless something really changes or Toyota has been sandbagging us, that they're going to be available anyway. You probably won't be able to put your hands on one until sometime, you know, summer or after summer, maybe even winter next year. It's kind of hard to tell. So what does that leave for me? Well, before I get into that, let me tell you, I am very excited about the hybrid powertrain. You know, I've got the Prius, and I have to say, Toyota did a fantastic job on that car. And if they set the Tacoma up even close to what that Prius is, it's going to be fantastic. And I think all of the detractors out there are going to eat their words. They're going to be very excited about this new Toyota Tacoma because it's actually going to be fun to drive. It's going to have some oomph to it, and it's going to get pretty darn good gas mileage. I mean, it's going to be a hybrid, right? So it's going to have an electric powertrain. Now, it's going to have to drag around a lot more weight than the Prius is, of course. But I wonder if Toyota's going to take anything out of this hybrid Tacoma. In other words, is there going to be less sound deadening? Is it going to be louder in the cab? It's one of the only complaints that I hear about the Prius is that it's too loud. People complain about it being too loud. I can't imagine that it's going to be much different than the Tacoma is now. I mean, honestly, as I'm driving around, you guys can hear what the Tacoma sounds like. It's not the quietest thing in the world anyway. And I think to expect a truck to be really, really quiet, at least a truck of this caliber, this range, a mid-sized truck, you're deluding yourself. It's not going to be overly quiet. It is a truck after all. I mean, if you want something that is quiet, you probably should be driving around in a Lexus or a Cadillac or a Mercedes or something like that. Maybe Mercedes will come out with some sort of mid-sized truck for you. I don't know. I have heard rumors of that, by the way. Hard to say if they will. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I was driving the Prius just the other day, and I thought, you know, this is going to be awesome in the new Toyota Tacoma. Again, not to mention the fuel economy. Not that that's a big concern for me. If it was, I would just sell all my trucks and drive the Prius all the time. But still, you know, I want to get the best that I can get as I'm dumping money out of the exhaust pipe while I'm out driving around. Now, what does that leave for me then? Well, we have this 2023 Tacoma. I've been doing mods and things to it. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm considering doing a lift to it. I've talked about that before. Maybe suspension, maybe block and spacer, maybe a combination. I really haven't decided. And honestly, what I'd like to do, if I could do it, is put the TRD lift on here from Toyota. I believe I can actually buy that lift independent of having to find a place to install it or a dealership to install it, because I don't think my dealership here in Columbus, here in Harlingen, actually installs. They might. I could be wrong. I really need to explore that a little bit further. Of course, then it comes down to price. You know, if you're going to buy it through a dealership, you're probably going to pay a lot of money, at least double what you probably could have it done for outside of the dealership at a third party. Of course, the negative for that is you're not going to get warranty, at least not the same kind of warranty. If their shop is any good, they should warrant it, but you'd have to buy the parts separately rather, or yourself, and they're not going to warrant the parts then because they didn't sell them to you. So you still run a little bit of risk when you buy them yourself and then look for an aftermarket shop or a third party to install them, unless you get really lucky. I don't know of any shops that would go ahead and warrant the parts that they didn't provide. So anyway, that's the scoop. That's what's going on today. Warm weather, a little bit of disheartening news, and that I'm not going to get a 2024 Tacoma, at least as soon as I'd like to get one. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've plopped down a deposit on a 2024 iForce Max or the hybrid version of the Tacoma, are you still going to wait? Or maybe go ahead and get just a regular version and get the other one when it comes out. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.